In this video, we are going to learn how to define a resources sheet or a resources list in MS Project. Okay, so the path we have view, then resource sheet. Okay, so actually the resource sheet view in MS Project you can see here is a central place where you can define, categorize, and manage all project resources. So it helps in resource planning, cost estimation, and workload management, ensuring efficient project execution. Okay, so first we will take an overview of all these columns. You can see we have a key columns here. Okay, it's very important. Before defining resources list in MS Project, you must know about all these key columns. Okay, so number one, I'm going to start from the left side. Okay, you can see the resource name. Actually, the resource name specifies the name of resource. For example, helper, mason, steel fixer, carpenter, plumber, like that. And we will also enter here the material and equipments. Okay, so second, you can see we have here the type. Okay, so let me show you. If I click on drop down button, so you can see we have three options here: work, material, and cost. Actually, work option you can see resource means resource type work. We will choose for the people or equipment performing task. For example, engineer, developers. Okay. Second option you can see we have here material. So materials resource type we will use consumable resources used in the product. For example, steel, concrete, and the other material as well. Okay. So third option you can see we have here cost. Cost we use for fixed cost associated with the task, for example, travel expenses, consultant fee, training fee, like that. Okay. So after that we have material. Okay. So only this key, the key column we will use for the material resources. For example, steel will be measured in tons. Cement we will measure in bags. So we will use this column for the resources measurement. Okay, so means measurement units. After that we have initials. So actually it's a short code. We will have here the short code or the abbreviation for the resource. Okay. So after that we have group here. So actually we use this column to categorize resources into team roles and departments. For example, civil engineers, IT, construction, like that. Okay. So after that we have here a standard rate. Okay. So this option we use for the rates. Okay. So we will put here the price per unit for the resources. Okay, so actually it's after that you can see we have here the overtime rate as well, and here we have the standard rate here. Okay, so here you can see we will have here the actually it specifies the hourly or daily or a per use cost of a resource. Okay, then over time, actually it defines the extra cost per hour or a day if a a resource exceed normal hours. Okay. So then we have a cost oblique use. Actually, it represents a fixed cost per use, regardless of task duration. Commonly used for the equipment rental or a consulting fee. Okay. So For example, crane rental is the 500 per, the use one time charges like that. Training session, $200 per attendee per session like that. Okay, so after that we have the accrue, accrue at. Actually, if I click on drop down, so you can see we have three options here: start, prorated, then end. First, start means a cost is charged at the beginning of the task. Second, you can see we have a prorated, so means cost is distributed over the task duration. Then third, you can see we have here the end, so cost is charged at the task completion. Next, we have a base, and if I click on drop down, so you can see we have a actually here calendars 24 hours. Okay, so uh, 24 hours night shift and standard. So actually it specifies the resource calendar, defining when the resources is available, so we can use this option as well for the resources. Next, we have a code. So actually, a unique resource identification code for the internal tracking. So I will first I will move this column. You can see I'm going to drag this column and I'm going to uh, keep this column in before the name, resource name. Okay, we can adjust these columns by drag and drop. You can see now we have the column of code columns in the start. Okay, so next you can see in the last we have here, I have actually, you will not by default, in default setting you will not have this column. You can add this column for the peak. Actually it represents the maximum usage of our resources across all the assignment. Okay, so it is very useful for the tracking workload spikes and the avoiding the over allocation. Okay, so next we will define here the resources. First we will start from the manpower. Okay, you can see here I am going to write here from the manpower, and for manpower I'm going to use mp01 like that. I will enter a code like mp01, and next let's start from the manpower resources. Let's suppose project manager, and for project manager we use the work. Okay, so in initials you can see here you have system has already choose the first alphabets. Okay, so group, uh, let me choose here the group. Let's suppose management and supervisory staff. Okay, so here let's suppose maximum. So one is enough. Okay, so it's a maximum available to assign, and its price rate, standard rate, I'm not sure the standard rate, but I'm going to put here, let's suppose they charge $40 per hour. Okay, so if they will have the fixed salary, so maybe they will not charge the overtime. Okay, because they sit us usually they stay late after working hours. Okay, so if you will need, so you can put here it's a over rate here. Okay, and we will choose it's and prorated. You can choose prorated or you can choose the end. Okay, you can use this prorated. This is the, so it's a standard. Okay, so you can choose the standard as well. Okay, so after that, we are going to put here MP manpower. What is the manpower? P02, that is the site engineer, and you can copy and paste. Okay, means the group we have same for the site engineer and PM. So you can say we have a one site engineer is enough, and its price rate per hour. Let's suppose I'm going to put here that. By the way, I don't have the accurate rates here. I'm just giving you the example. Okay. If you will need to put here the overtime rate, okay, so you can put here. So after that, let's enter one more MP03. That is the foreman. Okay. We have same group for this, and let's enter here 25 hours per $25 per hour. Okay. So next, let's put MP04 for safety officer. Okay, so we have here safety officer, and it you can sit. We should also use the same group if you want to segregate. So you can use this. Okay, so how many safety officers? Let's suppose we need two. So you can put here two. Then after that, let's put here MP 05 P05. That is the Mason, Mason, and let's change now the group. Let's choose a skilled world labor or a worker. Then how many Masons should available? Let's suppose we need four. Then price per unit. Sorry, we forgot to enter the price per unit for price per hour for the safety officer. Let's put here 20 or $25 and $20 for per hour for mason. Okay, so you can also put overtime for the mason over there. Okay, you can put here because usually they they charge for overtime if they will work extra. Okay, so after that, let's put here MP06 carpenter, and it's also skilled labor. Then let's suppose we need a five carpenter, and price per unit, let's suppose $20. Then MP07. Okay, electrician. Okay, electrician. It's also a skilled work labor, and let's have five. Let's put here $20. and we can for the skilled worker we can also put here the overtime. Okay, overtime rate. Next, MP08 steel fixer, also a skilled labor. Let's have $520. MP09, and let's add plumber for, then let's choose $20 per hour. MP10, let's put here machine operator, and it is also skilled labor. Fine, let's choose $20. Okay, so MP11, MP11, that's here, welders, skilled forward. Right, let's suppose we have $18. MP12. Okay, so let's add here help, and helper definitely will be a semi-skilled worker or a skilled labor. Suppose we need should be available 10, and you can say rate we have $15 per hour, and MP13. Let's add one more. Uh, it's a journal labor, okay, and that will be unskilled. Let's have 10. And rate, let's put here $12 or $13. Okay. So like this, we can add the manpower, material, and machinery. Okay, so the manpower is enough. Okay, so this is the example, very simple example, please. Uh, Definitely, resources will vary from project to project. So we are taking here the example how to define the resources list. Okay, so you can define the resources list uh, accordingly the project. Okay, so we are just taking examples here. Let me add here. Let's material M80. I just put here code M80 for material M8001, and let's enter here cement. And okay, now we will change here. The work type will be material. Next, we will enter here. It's a unit of measure. Let's suppose we count in the bags. Okay, and let's choose the group material. Okay, So actually, if you will choose here material, and you will not be able to choose here maximum. Okay, you can see here you can increase or decrease, but here you can see it is inactive. Okay, it is inactive. Okay, so we have to put here rate simple. Okay, so cement bag in the USD. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. So I'm going to put here $15. Okay, per bag. So MAT 02. Let's add here the after cement, sorry, shuttering or scaffolding. Choose material, and we measure scaffolding in CFD. Okay, that is also material. Sorry, let's copy and paste. So shuttering, you can say will be square square in a square feet, and let's enter here $10. Okay, make sure you click on save. Okay, MAT how M8003. So after shuttering, let's add steel. Just material. Steel we will calculate in tons. Okay, so rate I'm going to put here $1,000 per ton. M8004, and let's enter here sand. Okay, so sand will be in CFD. No, sorry. First, we need to choose material, then we will be able to put here CFD, cubic feet. The rate for sand, I'm sorry, I'm just going to put here 10. Okay, we don't have accurate rates here. So, okay, $11. So, after sand, MAT 05. After sand, let's aggregate. Okay, material, then also CFD, copy and paste. $15. T06 bricks material. We count bricks in numbers, copy and paste. $5. Okay, so after bricks, let's add the sorry. Oh, there should be M8007 and There should be blocks. Okay, material. We count blocks in numbers. Okay, so let's suppose blocks. Bricks blocks $6. Click on save. Okay, so after blocks, let's add here M8008. Let's add here paint. Okay, so we measure paint in with buckets and with liters, so you can choose liters. This is also material. Let's put here $10. M8009 to paint. Let's add here tiles. Material tiles we count in numbers, and also material tiles. Let's suppose 7. Okay, tiles are expensive. Sorry, I don't have a list, rate list here. Okay, so we are supposing here, we are just taking examples. But when you will define resources list, so you should have a proper the approved rates. Okay, so MIT 010. So tiles, let's move on to plaster. That is the also material. We plasters should be in bags. Okay, so that, let's suppose $15. Okay, so double one wire material, and we can calculate measure in meters. So let's suppose $4 per meter. I think these examples are enough for material because we are working on a small construction project. So for material, we need more material definitely for fitting, and pipes and other stuffs. Okay, so just we are taking here examples only. Okay, so we have done manpower, then materials. So now let's next add the machinery. MCH 01 for equipment. Just machinery. Okay, 01. Okay, so uh, excavator, and for excavator we will choose the work, and machinery or equipment you can put here, and we will also put here maximum available at the limit. Okay, so let's suppose excavator should be available 3, and they charge per hour. You can say the 100. Okay, so sorry, $80 per hour. Then MCH 02. Let's add here the bulldozers and okay, how many bulldozers? Two bulldozers. Let's suppose they charge more. 100 per hour. CH03. So next, okay, cranes. One crane is enough, and let's suppose they charge $150 per hour. MCH04. Let's add rulers, machinery, two rulers, 100. MCH05 mixer machine. Okay, let's suppose we need two mixer machine and rate per hour $50. MCH06 vibrators, $30 per hour. Next, drills, MCH07 drills. Machinery is also enough. Actually, okay, drill. Let's suppose three drills. Okay, so let's put here $50 per rate. It's rate. Okay, so I just took a few examples for 3M, manpower, material, and machinery, and I have tried to cover the. I have tried to enter all these resources for the manpower for those people who don't have any, the basic information about the resources for the construction. So they want to work with the construction industry. So if they will have this knowledge, so it will be good for them. Okay, so I can add more resources, but I think these examples are enough. Okay, so let me add one thing more here. So please, in our rates, I'm not sure. I don't have the list of accurate rates here. Okay, so I just suppose here. Okay, I'm not sure the exact rates, but when you will define resources list, so you should have a approved rate. Okay, from the local, like local government. Okay, as per your country or a state law. Okay, so and after standard rates, you can see we have a overtime rate. Overtime rate we can put for the manpower and machinery only. Okay, you can see, but we don't enter or calculate overtime for the management and supervisory staff. We can put, if you will need, so we can put the overtime rate for the skilled and non-skilled labor. Okay, so you can put here, let's suppose overtime per hour, you will pay charge them 20 for the non-skilled. Okay, so for the semi-skilled, let's suppose, which, yeah, we charge 23 dollars per hour. So like this we can put here the overtime. Okay, and here you can see you we don't have options to choose the calendar for the material as well. So you can choose the calendar, the base calendar, okay, for the manpower and machinery. Clear? So okay, this is the label. You can just highlight with the specific color for the 3M, manpower, material, and machinery. Okay, let's use different light color. Okay, first for manpower, material, and machinery. Okay, so let's add some more example for cost. Okay, like the the training, transportation, traveling, residential expenses, medical expenses, like that. Okay, and we can also use the miscellaneous. We can create a one miscellaneous account for those those small expenses which usually we have but we don't use proper head for them. Okay, uh, so let's add here, let's suppose resource subcontractor cost. Contractors, for subcontractors, oh no, sorry, I should enter here expenses like this. For overhead expenses or one under we can write here and we will choose here the cost only. And then when we will choose here the cost, so we the we can put here it's a group. Okay, we cannot choose the standard rate. We cannot put the standard rate. Okay, and cannot put overtime rate and standard rate for the cost. Okay, so we can say overhead expenses are expensive. I'm just going to add one example. Okay, so for the subcontractor, we can add the contractor as well. We can create a contract group for the contractor, and you can say payment terms. We can say prorated. Okay, so or we can say the end. Okay, usually we use this because we pay them partially to the subcontractor. So you can choose this option. And let me add one more example for overhead expenses. And let's enter here the entertainment expenses, cost expenses, and for entertainment you will charge this in the start of activity. Okay, fine. So this is the method that how we can define the resources list for our project in MS project. Okay, so we took just simple examples here. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. In the next video, we will learn how to assign these resources on activities. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.